Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? No, no, no. How's everyone doing? Great. All right, good, good. I know we're the last one, we're almost there, but we're gonna be great, so let's get to it. We're Vox Pop Media, my name is Haiti. I'm here with my colleagues, Marcos and Yaida, our account planners, Rachel, our media director, Aixa, our public relations director, and Lanu and Camila, our creative directors. Our name, Vox Pop Media, comes from the Latin phrase Vox Populi, which translates to the voice of the people. This name is a representation of what we want to do for a brand and what we want to do for AirEuropa, which is basically transforming, using the voice of the people for, we want to do, driving brands to success by using the voice of the people as a tool for transmitting revolutionary ideas. AirEuropa approached our agency with the goal of gaining brand recognition in the US, primarily Miami and New York, where they recently opened flights to Madrid and other international destinations. With that in mind, our main objective for this campaign is to increase AirEuropa sales for the Miami to Madrid routes. I'm now going to pass it along to my colleague, Yaida. She's one of our account planners, so she can explain more about the research involved for the development of our campaign.
Hi, guys. Okay, so our research objective is, one, to explore what motivates the individuals to travel, two, to understand what satisfies them to keep them coming back, and three, to discover the reasoning behind picking the airline. Our screening criteria were 21 and over, who have traveled in the past 18 months and who are going to travel in the next 18 months. Our participants were 225 respondents, 65 were women and 35 were male. We had 2 focus groups and 5 individual interviews. So one of our questions for our findings is, have you flown anywhere in the last 18 months and do you plan to travel in the next 18 months? 93% stated that they would travel in the past, that they have traveled in the past 18 months. However, 53% stated that they would not travel in the next 18 months. So behind the reasoning of why do they travel was culture, family, pleasure, and experience. Another of our findings is, what do you look for when you're booking a flight in an airline? The respondents was price was an important factor to our respondents, along with safety and customer service. However, when they had to compromise these options, they chose customer service over easy booking service. One of the top 3 things that they would not compromise when flying was pricing, safety, and layover. However, what's interesting is that the respondents would not compromise their layover over customer service on their flights. So one of our other findings was, where do you go when searching for a ticket? Most of our respondents, they just Google their flights, but they also used Skyscanner to find their cheaper flights to get to their airlines. So now I'm gonna pass it on to Rachel with our competition.
Okay, so who is our main competition? Our main competition are American Airlines and Iberia. Even though they don't have a current big campaign going on, there are a few things to take into consideration. So first, one of them is that American Airlines and Iberia are actually partners with World Alliance. The other thing is that American Airlines just announced this month the largest plane order in 7 years. Okay, so ordering 47 Boeing 787 Dreamliner planes, which are scheduled to arrive in 2020. Also, Iberia just incorporated on their webpage Iberia Holidays, or Vacations with Iberia, in which they offer both flights and hotels at the same time.
Okay, so we want to find out more what the competition was saying in how they were communicating to the consumer in terms of tagline. So American Airlines goes with, and the world's greatest flyers, fly American, and Iberia, more than just flying. However, we chose these competitors because we analyzed the market share specifically in the Miami International Airport, and the largest percentage share took Iberia, then American, and AirEuropa. However, this is due to the fact that Iberia has 2 flights per day compared to 1 flight per day by AirEuropa and American. And yeah, the next one. So which demographic is controlling this market share? From primary and secondary research, we found that travelers 15 to 29 accounted for 23% of all international travelers. According to the Global Web Index, the age group 25 to 34 is the group most likely to travel at least once a year. And from our own research, we found that 76% of the respondents were between the ages of 18 to 34. So we believe the optimal age group is between the ages of 21 to 29. So what about that target, 21 and 29 millennials living in Miami? They love to travel. They like to be immersed in the culture. They value experience and authenticity, but most importantly, they don't just go on vacation. They look to ultimately live like the locals do. Next one. So what do they value when traveling? As Jaira was saying, the top priorities when traveling were pricing, comfort, and layovers. As long as they get to where they want to be, cheap and comfortable, they'll be happy. So that's not a problem. So now we move on to the brand personality of AirEuropa. From the history of AirEuropa, it has always been an airline that values experience. From the AirEuropa's founder, Juan Jose Hidalgo, he started as a taxi driver, eventually working his way up to buying a bus, and then working his way up to eventually buying an airline to travel, to help people travel to wherever they had to go. That is how we came up with the tone of AirEuropa. So now to make sense of the slogans of why I wanted to communicate how other competitors were doing it, American Airlines, even though obviously it focuses more on the domestic travelers, they have a more American tone to it, so you're not feeling more the European experience. But AirEuropa has that feeling with the European tone, adventurous, fun, helpful and engaging in the way they get you to your destination. Next one. So our main insight is people, especially millennials, yearn to experience. To social media, they follow the lives of influencers and crave it to themselves. I mean, be honest, we're on Instagram because we're sitting at our jobs and we're jealous of people, them, and we want to be there. We want to live that experience. We believe AirEuropa is the vessel that yearns them to that experience. That's why we came up with the strategy. With AirEuropa, everyone can be an explorer. And the reasons to believe that strategy is because AirEuropa is the airline that loves to help you get to where you want to be. It provides the comfort that they're looking for through the 787 Dreamliner. And AirEuropa provides the culture through personality, food, and style, as well as the convenience directly from Miami to Madrid. And the market share percentage, just so you know, was specifically from the route from Miami to Madrid. And now I'll pass it on to Camila, our creative.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So as we learned in our research just now, we'll be targeting millennials. In our insight, we revealed that millennials are very social media driven. We are very influenced by other people, and we are often on social media wishing we were them, right? So that helped us come up with our big idea. AirEuropa is for the explorers. Our creative strategy will be 3 parts. It'll be digital and social media, out of home, and a social media contest. We're going to be picking 4 travel bloggers. These travel bloggers each specialize in a specific area of traveling, whether it be food, amenities, fashion and sightseeing, or experience. These are people that, tell aspiring travelers like where to eat, what to see, where you should go if you want to experience life like a local or like a tourist. As you can see, they don't all have millions of followers because they have a niche follow base, and that's exactly why they're a good pick for this campaign. We don't want people that have millions of followers, because if you have a niche follow base, you're more likely to have followers that actually care about your content. So we're gonna pick these 4 bloggers, and we're gonna send them out to 4 different cities with AirEuropa sponsoring their trips. The cities are gonna be Madrid, Paris, Rome, and Amsterdam. Our first execution is going to be on Instagram. We're going to begin by using their AirEuropa Instagram and promoting these bloggers with the hashtag AirEuropa Explores. We're also going to be having an Instagram story takeover, where each blogger is going to take over the story and kind of introduce themselves in order to promote our YouTube series. So the main idea behind this campaign is that we're gonna have these bloggers go out to these 4 different cities, cover a different aspect about the city, food, amenities, etc. And then they're gonna post their experiences on their YouTube channels, and we're gonna be able to reach their thousands of followers. So here's a little bit snippet of our YouTube series, what it should look like. And just before it plays, I just want to mention that it's going to be released 1 episode per blogger per week. So.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a España! We're in Spain, Asturias, Spain. The next few days exploring.
Okay, and now I'm going to pass it along to our other creative, Lanu.
Hello. So for the next aspect of our campaign, we're going to have a social media contest. I know a lot of people have a lot of travel stories where you get lost, you lose something, and you have to go back, and a lot of the time they're really funny. So we're going to encourage regular people after watching our YouTube series and following our bloggers to share their own travel stories with the hashtag AirEuropa Explorers. This will also help us reach more people through the people's following. And also people using the hashtag will also be able to see our campaign about the bloggers to get more viewership. After they share their stories, go back. After they share their stories, they'll be able to win a discounted hotel and flight, because after they see the bloggers and they want to go on those type of trips, then we'll be able to provide them for it at a discounted price, but just for 5 lucky winners. The next aspect of our campaign is murals, which is a big part of Miami culture, we all know. So we want to have murals around the city in places like South Beach, Brickell, to target people and make them think about that vacation, about that European experience that they want, all the places that they've always wanted to visit, which is why we have most of the amazing, very popular landmarks, because people who haven't been there have always wanted to see and explore and know the history of these places. Our campaign timeline, from our research, we found that the most travelers go in the summer, and that's where the busiest time is. So we wanted to target people right before the summer. So we're going to start in February, where the bloggers will start traveling, and by March we'll start posting. So the whole of March is for posting the YouTube series, and then after that, April, this social media campaign will start, and then we'll have our campaign continuity into May with the guerrilla marketing right before the summer. So I'm going to pass it on to Rachel, who's going to explain the budget.
Okay, so for the budget, we had a low-cost budget, first for digital platforms such as Instagram and YouTube, and travel expenses, guerrilla advertising, and a 15% of agency commission. We have a total of $44,100. And now for the PR director.
Okay, so for the strategic communication plan, our objective is to maintain communication with our primary stakeholders to demonstrate a more relatable brand personality. Out of this whole stakeholder map, we chose 3 primary ones. So we have prospective customers who represent the impressions, the sales, and the advocacy that AirEuropa desires as a brand. We also have the social media of AirEuropa, which is the direct channel driving the success of this campaign, and the influencers, who are the actual individuals exposing the campaign so that AirEuropa is then able to acquire their audience. So each stakeholder has their own set of tactics and engagement activities. As seen through our creative, our main approach will be influencer marketing. We have the social media promotions and also a press release that will be written to highlight our campaign and be sent to publications such as Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast. But the important part is that we track the success of this campaign with key performance indicators, so percentage of sales, numbers of conversions from AirEuropa's social media to the website to ensure that this campaign is being effective. The number of leads derived from our target market, number of social shares of the campaign hashtag, which our goal is actually 20,000, and impressions, sales, all of these combined is what will give us a larger social media base, which AirEuropa currently has about 84,000 followers. We'll know from this campaign and the increase that it's working. Overall, that's how we're going to be able to enhance the communication with our stakeholders and make AirEuropa a top-of-mind airline.